Hey guys, Luke, and today is one of my toughest challenges to date, and it may come as a shock to a lot of you because this is a version of zombies that many of you have probably never touched before. So my challenge today was to high round COD Mobile Zombies using only a shotgun, and oh boy, this was a saga and my hardest challenge to date. You know it isn't very hard though, today's sponsor. And before we can begin today's challenge, I do have to thank today's sponsor for this video being Frag Pro Shooter, the best shooter game of 2020. This game is designed to be played on your mobile device as an iOS and Android and has already gathered more than 20 million players worldwide. The idea of the game is that you build a team of 5 characters to fight in short and epic PvP battles, and your objective is to destroy the enemy towers as quickly as possible. Once the 2 smaller towers are destroyed, you can attack the big one and destroy it, and destroying that big tower wins you the game. Games can also only last a maximum of 3 minutes, so there's never any downtime. The maps that you play on are small and open with an automatic firing feature, which is actually a very nice touch and keeps you focused on aiming and not about stretching your fingers over the screen to shoot. You can also customize your character, including many that are pop culture inspired, and it appeals to all ages since there's no blood or violence in the game. Frag is also a very social game where you can join clubs just like mine right here. You can join my club named Rushin Army and we can play some Frag together. If you guys want to download Frag for yourself and try it out, make sure to use my link in the description and check the pinned comment to unlock a free exclusive bonus. You can only get this bonus using my link in the description to unlock $6 worth of free rewards. You will receive 1 golden chest, 500 coins, and 50 diamonds to help you get started. I also do want to thank Frag Pro Shooter once again for sponsoring this video, and make sure to check the description and pinned comment to download Frag for yourself. And with that out of the way, we can get into the challenge itself, and I need to mention a few things. Zombies on COD Mobile have much higher health than the ones in normal zombies, and you can also buy perks and buffs for your items that can increase your damage and your health, and you can buy them with points. Over the course of your game, you're going to need to spend about 150,000 points to upgrade all of your buffs to their max potential, and there's also no pack-a-punch, so you're really going to need to rely on upgrading your buffs consistently. Your guns also do less damage, and if you don't have any buffs whatsoever, the guns I was using would take about 60 shots of a shotgun to kill a zombie on something like, let's say, round 30, and that's just a generous guesstimate. It could be probably 100. And again, keep in mind these are shotguns, not random starting pistols. But with all the info sorted, let's begin. So I needed until round 3 to get a shotgun, where I got the M1216 out of the mystery box, and it was very weak. It took 5 shots of this thing to kill a zombie directly on round 3. But it got the job done, and it made hella points so I could keep spinning the box. And on round 5, just in time for the first dog round, I was able to get the Striker, which if you've ever played MW3 is such a throwback, man, and it felt so good to use this thing again. I really do love the Striker. And for our next few rounds until round 9, things were fine and went as you'd expect, but obviously a little bit slower because dealing enough damage to kill zombies is quite difficult, especially with the M1216 being major poo-poo. As a consequence of that, on round 9, I ran out of ammo in my guns, and that leads me to a really cool feature about COD Mobile, which is you can have multiple of the same gun at the same time. So I got another Striker out of the mystery box to end off the round. And here's where things begin to really ramp up. Round 10 is a dog round, but with a twist, because there were some napalm zombies that spawned in along with the dogs, and my butthole was beginning to clench, and from here on forward it was continued to be clenched. I also happened to buy one of my favorite shotguns ever, which is the BY-15, and it's basically a Spaz 12, and it's so much better than the Striker. I just have to say that, with the added advantage of it being a wall buy, so this will come in very handy. So after killing the napalms and the dogs and getting to round 11, from here on out there were going to be bosses that spawn in every single round for the rest of the game. Round 11 happened to spawn in 2 Brutuses, which can shoulder tackle you from a mile away and fuck you up real quick, so beware of them. They also have the most health out of all of the bosses that can spawn in, and they need to be dealt with ASAP. The next few rounds though were mostly the same bosses, rotating from Brutus to the Avogadro to the Napalm zombies, with not much else to say other than just buying buff upgrades to help me deal more damage. Round 15 was once again more dogs with bosses, and these rounds genuinely felt more dangerous to me than regular zombie rounds because the dogs spawn in about 10 at a time, and if you've got 3 Avogadros or 3 of any bosses shooting at you at the same time, That's really going to make your butthole clench to the point that it will hurt. The striker was great for dogs though, because it hits a lot of them at the same time and it deals a decent amount of damage. Not great, not terrible, it's 3.6 Rotogen. But from here on, you may be asking, well Luke, why don't you have perks? Well, that's partially because I'm stupid as hell, and the other reason is because Quick Revive only gives you 1 revive token, and you have other ones that you can use without buying Quick Revive. Juggernog I feel is kind of pointless in this version and doesn't actually do anything because I didn't notice a difference in my health. And then we have Double Tap, which is basically Double Tap 1.0. It kind of functions the same way, but it just bundles 2 of your bullets into 1 and it'll take 2 out of your magazine and shoot 2, but it doesn't deal any extra damage. Then we've got Speed Cola and Electric Cherry, and I didn't really want to use Electric Cherry because that felt kind of like cheating, so then we got Speed Cola, which is Speed Cola. I think everyone kind of knows what it does. Eventually I do buy perks, but I didn't really feel like they were necessary throughout this game. Speed Cola and Double Tap were probably the most important because they helped me to speed things up, but the other 2 really weren't all that important to me. But now we get to skip all the way to round 22, where I can introduce you to my all-time best friend and my new favorite shotgun of all time, the HSO 405, and it's a lever action shotgun, and oh, I'm in love, man. The HSO can just stick it right up their butt and not stop pounding, and maybe this is some Stockholm Syndrome because everything was so weak to this point that I just love anything. But having a gun that only took 2 shots, which is 4 bullets actually, to take out a zombie just felt so good. And keep in mind, to get to round 22, it had already taken me an hour and 20 minutes, which is ungodly slow considering this is also Shino Numa and there's no setup whatsoever. This isn't like Shadows of Evil where it takes 45 minutes to set up. There's no setting up, just continue to play and kill zombies. But yeah, the HSO just felt like you thunked zombies over the head with a wrench, and I can appreciate that because that is not something that you can just program in. It's just kind of accidental. But that's not where our story ends. We continue with the absolute beating the HSO gave Brutus on the next round because fuck Brutus, and it just felt so satisfying. That kindness was short-lived however though, because I got Brutus on round 24 again, which I mean that sucks. And guess what we got on round 25 for our dog round? You guessed it, not Brutus, we actually got napalms, but they're fairly slow, and as long as you don't get too close, you'll be fine. After round 25 though, things started to get really slow because my beautiful HSO was still strong, but the amount of zombies was getting high enough that I needed to buy ammo mid-round, and that wasn't very fun, and the health was growing very quickly. And the next few rounds were very much of the same thing. Shoot zombies, buy ammo, repeat, and not to mention that, again, it took forever to do anything. Finally, round 30 was probably the hardest part of this challenge because I had about 50 dogs to take care of plus 10 napalm zombies, and those dogs can mess you up very quick, even with my 200% health or whatever it calculated out to. We passed over that hurdle though and went past round 30, which I think is mission accomplished to be honest with you. And at this point I thought, hey, maybe 35 is possible because I had 42 minutes left before my game ended. Let's see how 31 went though. Oh, well, Brutus happened. GG's, I guess I'll go and punch myself in the face because why would I be able to have happiness? Why would I be able to have fun when Brutus is around? You know what though, round 31 I think is still actually applaudable because considering the world record for this is somewhere in the low 60s, I think I did pretty alright considering I was using only shotguns and I haven't really ever played much of COD Mobile to begin with. And before I hear it in the comments, yes, I played on mouse and keyboard, don't judge me, I wasn't doing a fucking video with a COD mobile game using the handheld controls of my phone. My phone barely stays on for 2 hours anymore. Don't think I'm doing that, boy. Anyway, I do hope you guys did enjoy the video though. If you did, I would appreciate a like, comment, subscribe. Give me some challenges that you guys want to see me do in the comments down below. Like I said, I'll be taking a bunch of them. Same thing with my fiance, who is also a Zombies YouTuber. She'll be linked in the description down below. You should check her out as well. But still. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys hanging out. I love you so much. Remember to check out Frag Pro Shooter, the sponsor for today's video, in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. Thank you guys so much for the support. I love you. I'll get your guys' hair. Peace.